In a perfect world, we would receive payments that exactly match our customers' invoices, and as a result, our customers' accounts would appear nice and clean in our accounting system. Unfortunately, we don't operate in a perfect world, and we sometimes have cases where we receive multiple partial payments for a particular invoice, odd payments with little or no documentation relating to the original invoice, prepayments, or we follow a deposit now, match later approach to receipts. Any of these circumstances can result in a mess of unapplied transactions. Fortunately, the Apply Document feature in Sage Accpac ERP makes it easy to clean up a customer's account. So let's jump right in and take a look. Let's start by reviewing a customer whose transactions are a bit messy. We'll go to Accounts Receivable, AR Transaction Reports, and open the Aged Trial Balance Report. We'll choose to select by the customer number, and we'll enter customer 1400 in the From and To fields, and we're choosing this customer because they have a number of transactions that could be cleaned up if we do a little bit of research to understand them. And now let's click Print to see their transactions. As you can see, this customer only owes us $400.53, but look at all of the transactions here. Wouldn't it be nice if we could clear out all transactions that have been paid and only look at those that are outstanding? Let's take a look at what's going on for these particular transactions. You'll notice that there was a $1,000 prepayment made in April and also an invoice for $1,150.70. As a side note, if you're not familiar with Sage Accpac's document coding, you can reference the legend at the bottom of the page. Now we've done some research to figure out what's going on with these transactions, and we found that the $1,150.70 invoice and the $63.8770 payments are all related. Our research turned up the following. The customer was buying a desk and gave us a $1,000 prepayment. The subsequent invoice was actually for $1,063 plus sales tax, but for some reason the customer paid the additional $63 but did not pay the sales tax. Upon further discussion with this customer, we received a payment of $87.70 for the tax. So now that we understand this group of transactions, we can use the Apply Document feature to clean them up. To do this, we'll close this report and go to AR Transactions, then the Receipt Batch List, and we'll click New to open a new batch. We'll call it June 2010 Customer Cleanup. And we'll change the transaction type to Apply Document and enter customer 1400 for Coastal Electric Company. This is the customer that we've been looking at. Now using the Finder, let's select our first transaction and we'll choose the first one on the list, and it's the $1,000 prepayment that we looked at on the trial balance report. And now we'll hit the Go button and all of the open documents appear in the grid below. We know from the research we discussed earlier that the transaction we selected applied to this $1,150.70 invoice that we've highlighted, and we can go ahead and apply the $1,000 prepayment by double-clicking in the Apply column to change it to Yes, and we'll click Add. And now we can repeat this process to continue the cleanup for this customer. And each time we apply a document in this manner, it will be treated as a separate entry to the current batch. So once again, we'll select Apply Document and enter customer number 1400, and we'll click the Document Finder. If you recall, they paid $63 to cover the balance of the invoice, which we'll select here, and then hit the Go button, and again, we know from our prior research that the $63 payment should go against this invoice. And we'll double-click to change the Apply column to Yes, and scrolling over, you'll notice that the $87.70, which was the tax owed, is all that remains for this invoice. Let's now add this and repeat this one more time. We'll again select Apply Document, enter Customer 1400, and open the Document Finder. And this time, we'll choose the last payment, and you can see that this was for $87.70 for the sales tax that was owed. And clicking the Go button, we'll apply the payment to the original $1,150.70 invoice and we'll set this to apply by double-clicking. And importantly, you can see that the net balance is now 0. So we've effectively cleaned up all of the unapplied transactions that we were looking at earlier. And now we'll click Add. Now let's close this window and we'll post this batch and notice that it has a balance of 0. Now let's rerun the trial balance report for this customer to see the results of our cleanup. We'll go to AR Transaction Reports and to the Age Trial Balance Report. And we'll run it once again for customer number 1400 Coastal Electric. You may also want to select Include Customers with a 0 balance, since sometimes your transactions may not show if the balance zeroes out. And now we'll hit Print to run the report. And as you can see, the result is a much cleaner report that only shows the outstanding transactions for this customer. So to recap, the Apply Document feature in Sage Accpac makes it easy to clean up unmatched transactions in your customer and vendor accounts. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage Accpac ERP system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.